out of a scrimmage relatively healthy. You know, when you look at it, and there's bumps and bruises with everything, but I was really proud with the attitude of this team, the way they came out here, the little adversity we had, having to go back inside for about an hour, hour and a half, I guess it was. And they came back out here. They didn't let it drag. They were upbeat. They were up tempo. They came out here and they worked really hard. I don't know what the total number of plays is. It's probably around 112, I think, is probably about what we got. But I think the attitude was great. The hitting was great. The ones only got about 11 to 12 plays today. Probably the best analogy for me to use. This is like that first. This is that first preseason game, you know, where you've got to make some decisions on your depth chart. You got to start making some decisions who you're going to start working with. So the ones only got about 12 plays, and the twos and threes both got about 45 or 50. But that's where we need to make our decisions. We need to. I've said this all along. One of the big keys, we got to build depth, which is why we need these guys to get all these scrimmage reps. And right now we're going to have to draw that line somewhere. We're going to have to start making some decisions with who we're going to work with and who we're not going to work with. And this scrimmage today will go a long way in determining that. The only serious injury I know of at this point, we had Mark Popek had a head. When we went back inside, it happened in the first 5 plays of the scrimmage, and he went back inside and was complaining of some headaches, etc. So from a precautionary standpoint, we held him, and he didn't go anymore today. But outside of that, I think Ernie Tabbitt, to his back spasms, he should be okay with that as that calms down. And I know Damien Edwards has a little bit of a shoulder, but he's really been pushing through it and doing a nice job. A lot of great individual efforts out there. There's some talent on that field. There's some talent on the field. I'm just really excited to put it all together.
Skip, can you just talk about Bobby and Matt, what you saw of them today? I know they got some extra work with BJ not in there.
Well, they did a really nice job. I mean, they protected the ball. You know, they protected the ball for the most part. I thought they did a really nice job of running the offense. They're both still young. They both need to continue to keep coming, but I think they're both doing some really good things. I think Bobby's a little bit ahead of Matt right now, just because he's got a whole another year in the program. But Matt, for a true freshman to do what he's doing, has really been impressive.
Skip, it seemed like the tempo was really a priority, just to keep things moving the whole time.
Well, and I talked about, I mean, one of the major emphasis we've made is camp is for the season. Camp is not for a game. And we've been doing this, but we've talked about the tempo that Pittsburgh's going to bring and West Virginia's going to bring. Pittsburgh's our first conference game, and you can't duplicate this tempo. You can't duplicate that tempo the week of the game. And so we've got to get as much of it as we can right now. Offensively, we can still go get in the huddle. You know, I mean, that's not that big of a change-up for us. But for your defense, just understand the tempo and the way that it comes out. I've played Tulsa. I've played Todd Graham at Tulsa. I mean, it comes fast. And that's what we're going to get at Pittsburgh, and we're going to be ready for it. Notre Dame ran quite a bit of it towards the end of the year last year. And so everything we can do to condition our players to that fast tempo, because once somebody gets you on your heels and you're not used to it, it's very difficult to recover on game day. And that's why I want to get to the point, no matter who gives it to us, our players aren't going to bat an eye, and they're not going to blank, and they're going to say, you know what, we did that during camp. This isn't any big deal. Let's just do what we do. So, yeah, the tempo's important to us, but right now it's conditioning, and it's something we're really trying to get for our defense.
Skip, I know he wasn't lined up against starters, but Elkino Watson seemed to be in the backfield the whole time.
Elkino Watson did a really nice job. He's had a great camp. He's doing a really nice job. I'll have to sit down and watch a film, and you know, is it more people are missing blocks and opening them, or is it things where he's turning to making plays? Right now, from what I saw, he's making some plays out there. Elkino Watson's a talent. He will have a say right now, and especially with Corey Grissom down, and then with Demi Thompson. What my brand is. Whoops. With Demi Thompson, with him being down with back spasms right now, then that really gave Elkino an opportunity to get a lot of reps today, and I thought he made the most of them.